Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2025. I've got a list of comics that I picked up this week that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let's get ready for the beginning of the end of year one and the beginning of year two on Doc Lale Talks Comics. Thanks for joining me for all these videos. It's given me a nice outlet to talk about these things that we love, that we collect, that are such a big part of our lives that sometimes we can't really understand how important they are until we go back and recollect about the previous year. Recollect about our wins, our losses, and just exactly how important all the people in our lives are to us. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Just wanted to start that video off saying thanks for helping this channel grow. It's continuing to grow each and every day. I love this content that I get to post for you guys. So let's go ahead and dig into the books. All right. This first book is going to be talked about more on the initial assessment video. But here we have What If Galactus Transformed the Hulk with this awesome Stephen Platt cover. If you're not old enough to remember Stephen Platt was in that same vein as Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and all of the rest of the Image superstars. And as you can tell in this image right here, he hasn't lost a bit. So this book was, let's see, who do we have here? All right. Matt Groom was the writer, Lan Medina is the penciler, and Juancho Velez is the color artist, with Travis Lanham doing letters. So, like I said, we'll talk more about this book in the next video, which is going to be the initial assessment video. Also, we have When I Lay My Vengeance Upon Thee by Gus Marino and Jacob Rebelka. And we're also going to talk about this book more in that same video. But you've got some really wonderful art in this book that really shines through, and it's got a wonderful story. So that was my two number ones that we're going to talk about more later. What are the regular books that I pick up each and every month? And it is Saga issue 71 by Fiona Staples and written by Brian K. Vaughan. So we have the continuation of Hazel and her story through socio-political intrigue and life and death and losing people that she loves, joining the circus, joining these other people who have the same life as hers. They're kind of outcast. They're loved by none. They, if something were to happen to them, they would be missed by none except for their own kind. So that's where the story is right now. And here is, let's see. All right, so we have secrets being revealed about who characters really are. We have relationships being replaced, fixed, and then torn apart with some of the carnies here. So this is one of those stories that's really better read in trade than it is in individual issues, because Saga is truly such a large saga that and unfortunately it doesn't come out monthly. So since it doesn't come out each and every month, it's hard to keep up with where the story is tracking, where all the main characters are at all times, but it is so intriguing and just so damn good looking that you cannot help but be sucked in. So Saga continues strong here in 2025. Next up we have Spawn, Spawny Guy, number 360. Still sticking with the $2.99 price point and a cardstock cover. We have the return of Todd McFarlane to the writing desk with art still by Brett Booth. And the Dead Zones have still not completely reanimated. They have not given Spawn or the forces of heaven or hell their powers back yet. So we still have Spawn trying to figure out exactly what is going on with the war between heaven and hell, who the major players are, this is a long form story, but it's really, really good. Todd has still got it as far as, he knows who this character is and where this character is trying to go. Brett Booth's artwork just elevates the title to a whole nother level, because you have that 90s energetic, in-your-face, explosive artwork, but at the same time, he's still got the level of detail down, and he's, it's befitting of a Spawn comic, because you got to remember, in the beginning, Todd himself was the one drawing and penciling and inking the book. So if you want to keep your book strong, and you don't want to be the only writer and penciler and inker on it, and you don't want to pull a Dave Sim, but you still want your book to reach issue 300 and beyond, then you've got to get a strong artistic team. And that's exactly what Todd has done here. He keeps throwing new and interesting cliffhangers into this book. And the one that is at the end of this particular issue is a doozy. So this book is my pick of the week. It was a lot of fun. It was a romp between the forces of heaven, hell, humanity, who sometimes has the darkest and lightest of hell and heaven within them. And it just continues to be all out fun. All right, we have the continuation of The Walking Dead Deluxe. Here with issue 104, we have Jesus following Dwight back to his Savior compound, and Carl is trying to figure out what his place is. And apparently his place is holding a really big assault rifle underneath these mattresses here. So I say it each and every 2 weeks when this book comes out. This is an excellent representation of The Walking Dead, which was originally a black and white with gray tones comic. And Dave McCaig on the colors continues to amaze. Guys, we are over halfway in the collecting of this series. It only ran for 193 issues, so at a 2-book-a-month clip, we're only looking at, about 7 years before the title finishes. So can't wait to see how that big, triple-sized finale issue looks in great color. All right, next up, I finally picked up issue 3 of Absolute Batman. I had almost decided after flipping through it at the shop one day to just drop it because it's just not holding my imagination. And this book did a little bit more to do, but it just didn't speak to me. I guess what I'm trying to say is this story doesn't speak to me. It's fun. It does have its action-packed moments. You've got Batman driving the giant vehicle, the giant Batmobile here, but it doesn't resonate with me. I guess it's just because, like I talked about it in my original video talking about the Absolute Universe, Absolute Batman just does not resonate with me. So, Scott, I apologize. You and Nick Dragotta are doing really awesome work here, but it's just not speaking to me, so I'm going to have to let it go after issue 3. And this was the best issue, in my opinion, of Absolute Superman that has come out so far. So, in my opinion, it has bought itself at least another issue or 2 worth of grace for Jason Aaron, Rafa Sandoval, and this All-In initiative from DC. I just love to see the DC Bullet back. That is awesome. But here you get character growth. You get the story and the backstory of Superman, and he's not an infant when he gets shipped off from Krypton. He's more like 10 to 12 years old. He has an understanding of how the world works. He understands, what it is that his mom and dad are trying to do. And it brings about a more mature level of story. Superman has always been one of those characters. By the way, look at Superman's mom. She's ready. She's pulling a full cable here. This gives Superman a chance to kind of grow up. in the regular DC universe, you've got Superman, who is truth, justice, and American pie. He really is. He's the big blue Boy Scout. A lot of people don't understand that character because they feel that he's somewhat outdated. My inability to really grasp Superman is that his power set is so vast that it's hard to really nail down what makes him special. You've got the relationship with Lois Lane. You've got how he's an alien, a literal alien, trying to fit into this society and still trying to understand things even in years after he was created. Or the character, I'll say the character of Superman was created. Clark Kent, was always being raised to be a human, but just with special powers. But anyway, this storyline here definitely brings out the best of this particular Superman. And it allows him to show off some emotion, some anger, some frustration. Why are you going to send me away? And at the end of the day, then his mom and dad said, we would never send you away by yourself. That would be unfair. So they're going to go with him. And you don't really know where they're going to go, although if you've ever read a Superman comic, then you do know where he was going to go. But you've still got the journey ahead of you. And this time he's not going to be by himself in this journey, it looks like. So, again, I would say that this has bought itself another issue or two of interest for me. So I will see where issues 4 and 5 go, and after that I will make another determination, see if it remains off the chopping block or if I'm going to drop it and give my, $4.99 to something more relevant. All right, guys, so it was somewhat of a short week, but thanks for joining me. Like I said, thanks for joining me for this past year and watching this channel grow. It's amazing. It's really amazing, and I am humble, and I am humbled by all of the comments, responses that you've given to me. Even if you disagree with me, that's fine. As long as you back up what you got to say and give me an opportunity to have some discourse, then hey, as long as we're having a nice, decent, civil conversation, then bring it. We'll talk about what's great, what's not great about comics. We'll talk about the deeper aspects of the industry as far as I know of them. And we'll just continue chugging along here in 2025. If you didn't get a chance to check out the video where I got a really cool present for my birthday from my wife, or actually for Christmas, then check that out. And I hope that you enjoy that one as well. Thank you, guys and ladies. Have a great night, and we will catch you later.